Welcome to Versus, the best career comparison channel. Two artists, two careers, and only one winner. In this video, we face off two hip-hop legends, the notorious B.I.G. versus Tupac Shakur. Which album ruled the 90s? Ready to Die or All Eyes on Me? Which song ruled the charts, California Love or Juicy? And who left the biggest mark on the golden era of rap? Join us as we compare their short but legendary careers. Tupac Amaru Shakur, born June 16, 1971 in East Harlem, New York City, had a turbulent and politically charged upbringing. His mother, Afeni Shakur, was a prominent member of the Black Panther Party and was pregnant with Tupac while facing federal charges as part of the Panther 21. Despite her acquittal, the family struggled financially. Tupac grew up without knowing his biological father and was raised mostly by his mother, moving frequently between New York, Baltimore, and California. He attended the Baltimore School for the Arts, where he developed his passion for acting, poetry, and rap. Though talented and charismatic, he was also exposed to poverty, violence, and racial injustice from a young age, which shaped the themes of his future work. His early life was marked by both hardship and artistic growth, laying the foundation for his powerful voice in hip-hop. Christopher George Latour Wallace, known as the notorious B.I.G. or Biggie Smalls, was born on May 21, 1972 in Brooklyn, New York. He was raised in the Clinton Hill neighborhood by his single mother, Valletta Wallace, after his father left the family when Biggie was just 2 years old. Biggie grew up in a tough environment plagued by drugs, crime, and poverty. He excelled in school early on, showing talent in English and even winning awards. But by his early teens, he was drawn into street life. At age 12, he began selling drugs and was later arrested several times during his youth. Biggie's street experiences shaped his gritty storytelling style. He started rapping as a teenager, first entertaining his peers in school and on the streets. His raw lyrics and natural flow began to gain attention, setting the foundation for what would become one of the most iconic rap careers in history. Tupac's first major career success came with the release of his debut solo album, Tupacalypse, in November 1991. While the album didn't top the charts, it established him as a powerful new voice in hip-hop, thanks to its raw, politically charged lyrics that tackled issues like police brutality, racism, and poverty. The album featured impactful tracks like Brenda's Got a Baby, Trapped, and If My Homie Calls, which gained attention on MTV and urban radio. Although controversial, Vice President Dan Quayle even criticized it after a police shooting. This backlash only fueled Tupac notoriety and fame. Tupacalypse Now went gold and laid the foundation for Tupac's rise as both a rapper and a cultural icon, separating him from the typical gangster rap of the era with deeper social commentary and emotional storytelling. Before Biggie Smalls became a global icon as the notorious B.I.G., his first major breakthrough came with the explosive track Parties and Bullshit. Released in 1993 as part of the Who's the Man movie soundtrack, this gritty, charismatic song introduced Biggie's raw storytelling, street swagger, and lyrical finesse to the world. This track caught the attention of major players in the hip-hop world, especially Sean Puffy Combs, who would later sign him to Bad Boy Records. Though not a chart-topping hit, Parties and Bullshit marked the beginning of a meteoric rise, setting the stage for Ready to Die and B.I.G.'s reign in 90s rap. Tupac was not only a rapper but a cultural icon whose music reflected the struggles, pain, and hopes of a generation. His albums combined raw storytelling, social commentary, and emotional depth. He has sold over 37 million albums in the US and over 75 million albums worldwide, making him one of the most influential artists in hip-hop history. From his early work like Tupacalypse Now to the groundbreaking All Eyes on Me and the Don Illuminati, Tupac's discography remains a powerful legacy that continues to inspire fans around the world. Number 3. The Don Illuminati, The 7-Day Theory 1996. The Don Illuminati was released on November 5, 1996, just 2 months after Tupac's death, under the alias Machiavelli. It was his 5th studio album and the first posthumous release, recorded in a legendary 7-day span in August 1996. The album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200, selling 664,000 copies in its first week. With 4 million plus copies sold in the US and estimated 6 million plus copies worldwide, he is one of the fastest-selling posthumous albums in hip-hop history. With hits like Hail Mary, Toss It Up, and To Live and Die in L.A., he is regarded as one of the most raw and prophetic albums in hip-hop and inspired countless conspiracy theories due to its dark themes, death symbolism, and Tupac's new alias, Machiavelli. He showcased Tupac's aggressive, philosophical, and confrontational side more than previous albums, and he helped solidify Tupac's mythical legacy in the rap world. Number 2. Me Against the World, 1995. Me Against the World was a defining moment in Tupac Shakur's career. Released on March 14, 1995, while Tupac was in prison, the album debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, making him the first artist in history to top the chart while incarcerated. Critically acclaimed for its introspective and emotional depth, the album marked a more mature and reflective Tupac compared to his earlier work. Me Against the World was a commercial success, going double platinum within months of its release. As of today, it has sold over 3 million copies in the US alone and millions more worldwide. The album featured several standout singles: Dear Mama, So Many Tears, and Temptations. This album is often regarded as Tupac's most personal and introspective work, earning praise for its honesty, lyrical depth, and raw emotion. It influenced generations of artists by proving that hip-hop could tackle mental health, vulnerability, and social issues without losing its edge. It also solidified Tupac's reputation as not just a rapper, but a poet and a voice for the voiceless. #1. All Eyes on Me, 1996. All Eyes on Me is Tupac Shakur's fourth studio album and the first double album in hip-hop history released as a 2-disc set. Dropped on February 13, 1996, it marked his Death Row Records debut following his release from prison, and it captured his raw energy, aggression, and defiant attitude. The album debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 and top R&B hip-hop albums chart and certified diamond, with over 10 million copies sold in the US, with estimated worldwide sales exceeding 15 million. The album features a slew of hits including California Love, How Do You Want It, two of America's Most Wanted, and All About You. The album, widely considered Tupac's magnum opus and a defining moment in 90s hip-hop. He is one of the best-selling rap albums of all time. He set the standard for gangsta rap albums in the mid-90s and proved that rap could be commercially massive and artistically powerful. He elevated Tupac to icon status, showing both his street toughness and introspective depth, and inspired countless artists in hip-hop and beyond with its blend of storytelling, production, and charisma. All Eyes on Me wasn't just an album, it was a cultural statement. It captured the duality of Tupac's character, the outlaw and the poet, the rebel, and the visionary. Its success, both critical and commercial, solidified Tupac's place as one of the greatest and most influential rappers in history. The notorious B.I.G., also known as Biggie Smalls, left a lasting mark on hip-hop with just 2 studio albums released during his lifetime. His 1994 debut, Ready to Die, introduced his gritty storytelling, smooth flow, and vivid depiction of street life, earning critical acclaim and commercial success. Following his tragic death in 1997, Life After Death was released posthumously, cementing his legacy with a double album full of hits that blended hardcore rap with mainstream appeal. Together, these albums made B.I.G. a legend, influencing generations of rappers and solidifying his place as one of hip-hop's greatest. #3. Born Again, 1999. Born Again is the first posthumous studio album by the notorious B.I.G., released on December 7, 1999, nearly 3 years after his death. It features previously unreleased verses recorded before his passing, combined with new production and guest appearances from top artists of the time. It marked Biggie's second consecutive posthumous #1 album following Life After Death. It debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, selling 485,000 copies in its first week. Received platinum certification by the RIAA just 1 month after release. Eventually sold over 2 million copies in the US alone, with worldwide sales estimated at over 3 million copies. The album spawned a few notable tracks, Dead Wrong and Notorious B.I.G. Despite being made from leftover verses and demos, the commercial response was strong, largely due to B.I.G.'s lasting popularity and anticipation. The album helped bridge generations of hip-hop, introducing Biggie's voice to younger listeners via collaborations with then-contemporary stars like Eminem, Snoop Dogg, and Busta Rhymes. #2. Life After Death, 1997. Released just 16 days after the notorious B.I.G.'s death in March 1997, Life After Death became one of the most iconic hip-hop albums of all time. As a double album, it served both as a sequel to Ready to Die and as a powerful statement of his lyrical dominance. He debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200. He is certified diamond, one of the very few rap albums to ever reach that status, with global sales exceeding 10 million copies, making it one of the best-selling rap albums ever. With hits like Hypnotize, Mo Money Mo Problems, and Sky's the Limit, the album cemented B.I.G.'s status as a storytelling genius with tracks blending gangsta rap, mafioso themes, and mainstream appeal. He inspired countless artists in lyrical technique, structure of double albums, and blending gritty street tales with commercial hooks, and widely considered one of the greatest hip-hop albums ever made, influencing rappers like Jay-Z, Nas, and 50 Cent. #1. Ready to Die, 1994. Ready to Die is the notorious B.I.G.'s debut album released on September 13, 1994. It was both a critical and commercial triumph, widely regarded as one of the greatest hip-hop albums of all time. The album marked the resurgence of East Coast hip-hop during a time when West Coast rap was dominating the charts. The album has been certified 6-time platinum in the US, with sales over 6 million copies. It debuted at number 15 on the Billboard 200 and later climbed into the top 10. The album produced several iconic singles: Juicy, Big Papa, and One More Chance remix. Ready to Die is credited with launching Biggie's legendary career and elevating Bad Boy Records. It brought gritty street storytelling back into the spotlight and influenced countless rappers with its raw lyricism, cinematic production, and Biggie's unmatched flow. The album also played a major role in shaping 90s East Coast hip-hop, setting the stage for the East Coast versus West Coast rivalry. Tupac left behind a powerful legacy through his music. Known for his raw emotion, poetic lyrics, and fearless commentary on social issues, Tupac delivered hits that still resonate decades after his death. From anthems of resistance to heartfelt reflections, his songs captured the struggles and spirit of a generation. Tupac has 21 songs on the Billboard Hot 100, 5 songs made it into the top 10, and 2 songs reached number 1, with overall singles sales in the US of over 17 million and over 25 million worldwide. Number 3, Hit 'Em Up. Released on June 4th, 1996, Hit 'Em Up is one of the most infamous diss tracks in hip-hop history. Featuring the Outlaws and produced by Johnny J, the song was a fiery and aggressive attack on the notorious B.I.G, Bad Boy Records, and several East Coast artists, escalating the East Coast-West Coast rap feud to its peak. While not released as a traditional commercial single, Hit 'Em Up was included as the B-side to Tupac's hit, How Do You Want It? The track did not chart independently on the Billboard Hot 100, but became a massive underground success through radio play, mixtapes, and word of mouth. It helped boost the visibility of the Outlaws and cemented Tupac's image as a fearless and confrontational figure in hip-hop. Widely considered the most iconic diss track in rap history, and played a central role in the East Coast versus West Coast rivalry, drawing lines between camps and igniting fierce fan loyalty. He set a new standard for diss tracks with his raw aggression, personal insults, especially the claim of sleeping with Biggie's wife, and no-holds-barred delivery. He inspired countless response tracks and influenced later artists in how diss records were approached, from Eminem to Drake and Pusha T. Even decades later, the track is studied, referenced, and debated, maintaining a legendary status in hip-hop culture. Number 2, Dear Mama. Dear Mama is one of Tupac's most critically acclaimed and emotionally powerful songs. It was a commercial and cultural breakthrough, reaching number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 1 on the Hot Rap Songs chart. It is certified platinum with sales of over 1 million copies. It is one of the best-selling singles of Tupac's career. The song offered a raw and personal tribute to his mother, Afeni Shakur, and helped redefine the emotional depth possible in rap music. It inspired many artists to explore more vulnerable and introspective themes in hip-hop. Dear Mama stands as a timeless anthem of love, struggle, and gratitude, cementing Tupac's reputation as not just a rapper, but a poet. Number 1, California Love. Released in December 1995, California Love became Tupac's comeback single after his release from prison, and his first release on Death Row Records. The track was an instant hit, peaking at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and holding that spot for 2 weeks. The single was certified 2-time platinum in the US. It sold over 2 million copies, making it one of Tupac's best-selling singles. And it remains one of the most iconic West Coast anthems in hip-hop history. California Love is widely regarded as one of the greatest rap songs of all time. It solidified Tupac's position as a mainstream superstar and introduced his music to a broader audience. The song's blend of G-funk, a party vibe, and West Coast pride became a blueprint for later West Coast hits. The music video, with its Mad Max-style aesthetic, became a cultural touchstone in 90s hip-hop. Even decades later, it continues to be referenced, sampled, and played in movies, sports events, and commercials, a timeless anthem of California hip-hop. Biggie delivered a series of iconic hits that captured both the raw reality of street life and the glamour of success. From club anthems to introspective tracks, his songs became instant classics, shaping the sound of East Coast rap. The notorious B.I.G has 21 songs on the Billboard Hot 100. 7 songs reached the top 10, and 2 songs reached number 1, with over 20 million copies sold in the United States and worldwide. Number 3, Mo Money Mo Problems, 1997. Released in 1997 as the second single from B.I.G's posthumous album Life After Death, the song quickly soared to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, staying there for 2 consecutive weeks. It became B.I.G's second chart-topping single following Hypnotize. The song also reached the top 10 in several countries, including the UK and New Zealand. He received platinum certification by the RIAA in the US. Mo Money Mo Problems became an anthem of the late 90s, blending glossy production with a cautionary tale about fame and wealth. It sampled Diana Ross's I'm Coming Out and helped popularize the flashy, radio-friendly side of late 90s hip-hop. The track solidified B.I.G's crossover appeal, Mace's mainstream breakthrough, and Puff Daddy's reign as a commercial producer and rapper. It's frequently cited in greatest hip-hop songs of all time lists and has influenced artists across genres. The phrase Mo Money, Mo Problems itself has become a cultural catchphrase. Number 2, Hypnotize, 1997. Released on March 1st, 1997, was the lead single from B.I.G's second album, Life After Death. It became one of his most iconic and commercially successful tracks. He debuted at number 2 and quickly climbed to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making B.I.G. the 5th artist in history to have a posthumous number 1 hit. It also topped the Hot R&B, Hip-Hop Songs, and Hot Rap Singles charts. It is certified platinum by the RIAA. Hypnotize is widely regarded as one of B.I.G's greatest songs and a defining track of late 90s hip-hop. Its hypnotic beat, produced by Puff Daddy and D-Dot, samples Herb Alpert's Rise and helped shape the shiny suit era of mainstream rap. It influenced many artists and remains a staple in hip-hop culture, sampled and referenced countless times in music and media. Number 1. Juicy. Released in 1994 as the lead single from Ready to Die, Juicy is widely considered one of the most iconic hip-hop songs of all time. It marked Biggie's official mainstream breakthrough, telling his rags to riches story over a sample of Entombed's 1983 track, Juicy Fruit. Juicy peaked at number 27 on the Billboard Hot 100 and the number 14 on the Hot R&B Hip-Hop Songs chart. Juicy has earned platinum certification by the RIAA. It was critically acclaimed for its autobiographical lyrics and smooth flow, helping Ready to Die gain momentum as a seminal album in 90s hip-hop. The song received heavy radio and MTV airplay, expanding Biggie's appeal beyond hardcore rap fans. It is often cited as one of the greatest hip-hop songs ever, appearing on numerous best-of lists, including Rolling Stone's 500 Greatest Songs of All Time. It inspired generations of rappers with its narrative structure and aspirational tone, becoming a blueprint for storytelling rap. The line, "It was all a dream," is now one of the most quoted lyrics in hip-hop history. Tupac Shakur left behind one of the most powerful and influential legacies in hip-hop history. More than just a rapper, he was a poet, actor, activist, and voice for the voiceless. His music tackled issues like systemic racism, police brutality, poverty, and the struggles of Black communities, blending raw emotion with social commentary. Tupac released several critically acclaimed albums and became a cultural icon with hits like California Love, Changes, and Dear Mama. His posthumous influence is massive, with countless artists citing him as an inspiration. Beyond music, his legacy includes his role in elevating hip-hop into a medium for activism and storytelling. Despite his tragic death at just 25, Tupac's message endures, and his image remains a symbol of resistance, passion, and the power of art to inspire change. The notorious B.I.G. left an indelible mark on hip-hop despite his tragically short career. With just 2 studio albums released during his lifetime, Ready to Die and Life After Death, Biggie became a defining figure in 1990s rap. Known for his deep voice, vivid storytelling, and effortless flow, he elevated East Coast hip-hop during a time when West Coast artists dominated. Biggie helped launch the careers of artists like Lil Kim and Puff Daddy and played a central role in shaping the sound of Bad Boy Records. His influence extended beyond music, embodying the rags to riches narrative that inspired generations. Posthumously, he became a cultural icon, with Life After Death going diamond, and his legacy celebrated in films, tributes, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Biggie's legacy is one of lyrical mastery, timeless music, and a lasting impact that keeps his name alive decades after his death. While Biggie is often hailed as the superior rapper when it comes to lyrical complexity and effortless flow, Tupac stands out as the most impactful artist overall. His music combined raw emotion with social consciousness, giving a voice to those who felt unheard. Tupac's ability to speak on pain, injustice, love, and resilience, emotional range, and influence that make him the winner of this legendary comparison. Do you agree with the winner? And which artist careers would you like to see compared next? Write in the comments below and don't forget to like and follow. See you in the next comparison.